I do like to come back and watch some of the oldies and goodies. That's for sure. We'll keep this up kind of as we're getting started. Scourge of War Gettysburg. This is the OG game. This is not remastered right here, but this is something you probably look forward to in remastered. That's for sure. How are my levels? How are my levels? Are my levels good? My levels sound good. All right, cool. We're live, everybody. Let's go ahead and see if we can get into chat. There we are. All right. Give a little time. Give folks a chance to jump in. Give it a little bit of time here. What we're going to do, hey, first of all, welcome. Hello. Appreciate you joining in. I am your humble and gracious player host, Bank60s. Me here in the flesh with you, going over some of the latest and greatest in two of my favorite American Civil War video game titles. I think it could be agreed two of them, these two are probably the two best that are out there. One of them you're looking at right here from Norbsoft, Norb Timko and Norbsoft Dev, Scourge of War Gettysburg. What you're watching in front of you here, anyway, is the update that Norb dropped today got me thinking about what's ahead, right? This is the Battle of Antietam, the full Battle of Antietam that I recorded and dramatized and fought and have posted on the channel. All of the first episode is available to the public. Most of the other videos members only, but the first video certainly is worth it. Kind of the early morning start to the battle before we get into the crux of the full day's action. And this is one that I know will be coming up soon. Soon enough, I guess you could say. We did get information about what they're working on there at Norbsoft Dev, kind of in the background. And that's definitely what I wanted to start with here. Wanted to make a quick pitch to you before we dive into this. We've got new updates, bug fixes, and some DLC to cover here. And before we get there, please, if you wouldn't mind, smash that thumbs up button for me here on the stream. Stick around. Ask any questions. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat best I can. Once I get into gameplay with Grand Tactician, the other best game, then I'll have a little bit of hard time. I'm only working with one screen. I'll have to jump out of the game from time to time to get into chat. So I hope you'll be patient with me with that. Otherwise, we're going to start with a little bit of an explainer on the very latest that Norbsoft Dev and the team there have come up with in terms of the latest big update. So I want to just kind of read for you what it is that they published on their Steam page. And I am bringing up, here we go, with bug corrections. It's a Scourge of War engine update plus DLC. Stick around for the DLC, and we'll have more on that. But again, before we jump into it, not only with that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button on the channel. It'll be a huge help. And then, of course, I've got memberships unlocked. Those are as little as $2 a month. Would certainly appreciate you signing on like that. There's tons of content on my page. It's already posted. I've got a very wide variety of body of work. And if you want access to things like the full series of the Battle of Antietam, also I believe the full series of my alternate Battle of Chancellorsville, a full series on Ligny, a full series on the Battle of Waterloo as the Allies. You can get all of those series if you are a member. Also, there are several of my other game videos, including, I believe, Grand Tactician, some of the videos for the campaign thus far, and many of the videos for U-Boat, I believe, have become members only at this point. So if you want to watch that content and catch up with the story of all of those games and the way that I've played through thus far, go ahead, become a member. It's as little as $2 a month to do that. Let's get into what Norb's got for us, him and his team, as far as this big update for Scourge of War. It's not just Scourge of War Gettysburg, mind you. It is Scourge of War Remastered, the Waterloo product. But we'll start with Scourge of War Gettysburg, since that's kind of what I've been focused on here lately, I suppose you could say. Starting with the bug corrections section. Let's see here. Bug correction, always on top of our to-do list. This is Norb talking about it here. I'm really proud of the community we have because of its constant suggestions and feedback. That's true. There are a lot of folks excited about what can be done with this game and with this combat engine. He says this helped us a lot in finding bugs, which sometimes could be very difficult to find. The last effort we put in this area is in the correction of the bug that makes a multiplayer battle crash when a player leaves the game. That should be fixed now. If you're on multiplayer with Scourge of War and somebody ends up dropping out for whatever reason, that did have a tendency essentially to just crash the game for everybody. And if it didn't crash the game, it would lock it up real bad and for a good long time. And the other thing was, when you were in multiplayer and somebody dropped out, it would quit for, like, it would freeze for a minute and then it would start back up again. And if you didn't know that you were the only one left in the game, the fact was the only reason that the game didn't crash for you and it started back up again is because you were the only one left in the game, and now it's just you and everybody else, everything else on the screen that's moving is all AI controlled. Nobody else is in the game anymore because the game crashed and everybody left. So it looks like they have fixed that in multiplayer. It's definitely something that was a little problematic. Hopefully this doesn't cause issues where nobody notices that somebody has dropped off. Or something of that effect, and like something key happens in the game, and somebody's got to go, oh no, I wasn't there for that. We got to go back. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues, but we'll see how that goes. Another important fix is the scenario crash. It happened both in the remastered and the classic versions, together with the fix for the OOB errors that appeared in the log. I don't know too much about this scenario crash issue. If anybody wants to jump into chat, of course, at any point with any of this stuff, please do. Minor corrections to some vegetation graphic glitches, OOB names and weird characters showing in some scenario intros. That's window dressing. That's cosmetic changes, quality of life changes, you might say. Excuse me. Excuse me. You got to love a live stream when you take too big a gulp. Toolbar updates. Here, the bigger updates, and this is one tonight, I'm not sure. I may jump into one of the scenarios and just kind of fiddle with this. But the bigger update, the Manage Unit button. Under the Attack March yellow bugle button that appears at brigade level and above, by clicking it, a sub-menu will open so that you're looking, the thing you remember is when you've got like a brigade commander selected, a division commander selected. Those are the two that you're going to be doing this with for the most part. Actually, it's really like, think brigade commander. So when you have a brigade commander selected, so let's pretend that we're commanding Pettigrew's brigade. So you have Pettigrew's flag selected and you've gone to him on the map. In his toolbar, you will see this yellow bugle button, okay? So when you click it, then a sub-menu will open. As Pettigrew, you click the yellow bugle, boom. Now there will be a menu of take charge on off all the units under your command. This is something that has kind of been a frustration playing Scourge of War Gettysburg in particular, and a little bit with Scourge of War Waterloo in the newer remastered version, because something that they used to do with the old Grog toolbar in the original game that they kind of did a better job with is this ability to very quickly take command of all of the officers and units under your command, or quickly take them off command. There was a row of buttons in the toolbar that allowed you to do that very quickly. So it looks like this is kind of how they're making up for that on the brigade level and on up. So for instance, for a brigade commander, when you take command on all of the units under your command, you can quickly, boom, take command of all of the regiments underneath you. This is key for those that don't know the game yet. I want to do some more how-to content on this and some of the basics, but the tutorials in the game do teach you a lot about how this works when you want to move a whole large formation all together at once. You have the brigade commander and all of his regiments not on take command. And what you have to think of when you're thinking take command in this game is when that option is selected, when it's on, that unit, that general, that artillery piece, whatever it is, will do nothing unless you, the player, micromanage and tell it what to do. It will do nothing to react or protect itself, period. So you have to operate with that in mind. Remember that when take command is on, I have to do everything. I have to micro everything for every unit that has take command on, every commander that has take command on. Okay? So start with that. And I think the thing that's good to understand with this change is you've got your brigade commander selected. You can go to him, and let's say you've got you're in combat and you've got one or two of his regiments that you've put on take command so that you can move them where you want to move them. The combat is kind of wrapped up, the enemy's retreated, and you want to reform the brigade, right? So you click on the commanding general, and then you do this. You click on this yellow bugle, and then take charge off all the units under his command so that none of them are under your direct command. And now, using the brigade commander, you can then move the entire brigade into a brigade formation somewhere else. Because the troops in the regiments will not follow your formation order if they are under your direct command. It just doesn't work that way. It's a point and click kind of a deal. Same goes with division commanders, right? Let's go up to division command now. Instead of Pettigrew's brigade at Gettysburg, we're talking General Heath's Confederate division. Okay, so as a division commander, let's say you want to form, and you're in a sandbox game, or you're in a lull in one of your scenarios, and your entire division is unengaged, and you're ready to get the division on the move and form it up somewhere else on the line, right? So as the division commander now, you click the yellow bugle and you can change whether or not all of the subordinate brigade officers are on take charge or not. And if they are not, same as if the regiments are not, they will follow the orders given to the division commander to form and move over here and such and so forth. So you have to just kind of remember that. It's good that they've added this. It adds a little bit more efficiency in the way that you take command and move units. The attach-detach unit is inside this menu too, so that if you want to detach a whole brigade, then you can do that by clicking on the yellow bugle again when you've clicked a brigade commander or a division commander. Split join brigade. Now, this one is complex, okay? I believe they've actually got a function for this already in the Waterloo product for Scourge of War Remastered. Excuse me. And I think this. So here, By clicking the Split Brigade button, a new brigade officer will then be created, and half of the old brigade's units will be assigned to him. It appears that you're not going to be able to pick which half, by the way. So if you click the yellow bugle and then you click the button that says Split Brigade, looks to me like all of a sudden, boom, you will have a new general pop up, and he will now take command of roughly half of the regiments in the brigade. The problem will be you won't know ahead of time which regiments those are going to be. There's maybe some folks who kind of complain about that, who say, well, I want the elite part of the brigade to be under this guy and just the elite part, right? So that I can use those guys as assault troops in the brigade, and then the other guys are just dudes who hold the line or what have you. You're going to have to work through that, I think. And my guess there is that, generally speaking, when you do split the brigade, the way that they've made it is it'll just split so that the power of each half of the brigade that there is now, 2 demi brigades, let's say, is roughly the same. I don't know that. You may want to go ahead and ask in either the Discord for Scourge of War Council or, of course, on the Steam discussions page more about that. You want to keep in mind that the new officer usually, and this is the new officer for the split brigade, demi-brigade battalions, the new officer will usually have worse statistics than the actual brigade commander. So when you think about that, you're going, okay, I don't think I want for, I don't know, a lower quality, let's say, brigade commander who is an irregular brigade, ranked in number 2 irregular in quality. His subordinate that pops up is not going to be very good. And what that means is that when you leave it to the AI to take care of business, say, you've got something going on their end of the line, and you need to go take care of something on the other end of the line, they're not going to do as good in general, either the brigade commander or his subordinate. But if you've got a really high-quality brigade commander, his subordinate that splits off when you click this button, Split Brigade, will be a pretty good officer, but not as good as the brigade commander. Here we go with the Join Brigade command. It works in the opposite way. So it'll let you merge brigades of the same army. You can't merge an infantry brigade with a cavalry brigade, however. This one is interesting, and it's totally brand new as far as I can tell. This sounds to me like if you have remnants, it's been a heavy, intense combat action, 2 or so regiments of such and such brigade and half the regiments of such and such brigade over here have routed, but some veteran or hardy troops remain. You can take those 2 brigades and merge them into one on the field in the battle. I think that's what this is kind of meant for. Join Brigade Command working in the opposite way, letting you merge brigades of the same army. You cannot merge infantry with cavalry, as I said. How does it work? First of all, select the officer you want to merge with another brigade. Remember to select the worst one, because once he joins the other brigade, that officer will be lost forever. Even if you try to split again. That's key to remember. You're doing this Join Brigade, okay? Once you have selected the right officer, click on the Join Brigade button. The mouse pointer will show a plus symbol. Now, click on the flag of the brigade officer you want to merge with, and that's it. So once again, this is all within this yellow bugle button menu for a brigade commander in particular, this join and split, right? Yellow bugle, right? Now, you want to make sure you're on the right commander that you want. You click Join Brigade. The cursor becomes a little plus button. You mouse over to the brigade commander you now want that guy to merge with. Boom. You click on him. The original commander disappears, and now all of his regiments fold in together with the regiments of the other brigade commander. And you've just reorganized a brand new brigade. Likely, as I mentioned, this function is for remnants that have already been in combat together that are maybe continuing on to fight on another part of the line or further forward or what have you. The last thing to remember, if you put too many units under a brigade commander, Norb says here, he'll not be able to handle all of them, and some units could be left behind without orders. So that's, you can't in any, I mean, you're talking about Waterloo, you know, Napoleonic era and the Civil War era, 19th century. I would say with the Civil War, you weren't going to have more than 7 regiments under one brigade commander. That's just a lot. We'd have to test it, right, to see what too many is. It may indeed depend on the quality of the brigade commander that is merged under, but you know, we'll have to see about that. I'm probably going to live play test that. I'm going to work with it in the next playthrough that we do. The stance orders submenu now. It gives you the possibility to choose an order, all out attack, defend, hold to the last, etc. for the selected officer only, or by right-clicking on the same button to cascade that order to all that officer's subordinates. So in the case of, let's say, you split a brigade, right? You want that whole brigade to be on a hold to the last order without having to select both split commanders and put them both on the stance of hold to the last. This is kind of the way to achieve that. Important tip to know before you try to jump in and fiddle with that particular change in the game. It says here another minor update is the tooltip that shows you the weather conditions and the visibility distance if you hover over the weather image just below the clock. If I can bring up the... So you see the weather info underneath the time bar. If you hover over that, it looks like you'll be able to get more info on the weather. And I think that that's warranted. That's cool. I can dig that. UI improvements, it says. We want our UI to be more user-friendly. And with this in mind, we added tooltips on the most relevant or hard to understand settings in the options screen. That is just a starting point, he says, and there's more to come. Another request that has been hanging there for so many years is the possibility to invert the mouse wheel to zoom in and out in the 3D map. That's interesting. I know that when I first approached the game, and it's something I just got used to, is people are used to when they wheel the mouse with their finger forward, they're used to a lot of the time the view zooming in, right? And then when you wheel this way, that the view zooms out. That's the way a lot of people have been accustomed to that zoom function with the mouse wheel working. In Scourge of War, the way that it's always been, and it does take some getting used to, is that when you are zooming or wheeling the mouse this way, it's like wheeling up. And so the camera goes up. And when you're pulling the wheel, if you were to go like this, it's like pulling the camera down. What they've done here is added an option so that you can invert that and make it more, I think, traditional as it relates to the way the mouse wheel affects the camera zoom level. He says here it was actually something that you could already do, but you have to go into folders and fiddle with game files and things like that. So now they've actually made it a little bit more user-friendly. Other new features. I think the most exciting improvement here is the improved draw distance for trees, he says, objects, terrain, and units. You can tweak and find your sweet spot by playing with the terrain options in page 2 of the options screen. That is something that you should go check out. My video in the Scourge of War Gettysburg playlist, I've got an options and optimization video that goes over a lot of the options screen in full detail. Doesn't have the tooltips, I don't believe. So I would say pull up that video, start running it, and follow along. And then in your updated game, you'll be able to see some of the tooltips to show kind of like what I'm talking about as you're going there. And I'm a little off the mark on some of it too, so there's always that. To improve the multiplayer experience, we added a pop-up message to inform the host of a game when someone leaves or drops, so the host is aware of it and can decide if to go on or restart the game. That takes care of that thing I mentioned that might be a concern earlier with regards to the game crashing when people drop out, and that not being the case now. On the campaign map, now it's easier to move your troops by right-clicking on the town you want to reach. You can also right-click on the town names as before. Before, it was a little bit tricky. And by the way, go check out the video I do on a brief look at the way that you move around the campaign map. I also have a video on that in my Scourge of War Gettysburg public playlist. Did that one a few months back. Check that one out for the remastered product. Also improve the Gettysburg mini-map by adding locations names. It looks like, we'll see what that looks like as we get further into our playthroughs. Now the part that we've all been waiting for, the DLC's info. And I'm going to jump into the game itself to get a little bit more into this. So let's just go ahead and let's bring it up here. Let's give it just a second, and we'll mute our background for now. Right. And let's bring up the game. Right, okay, so here we will just take a look at what I'm just so excited. I took a quick look at what they've got here, and it's about the Lynchburg Battle of Lynchburg. The essentially, I want to say it's either the beginning or the end of the kind of the last ditch Confederate effort to strike out at the Shenandoah Valley. I'm not, the Battle of Lynchburg is something I don't know a whole heck of a lot about. What I do know is that General Robert E. Lee of the Confederates split off a portion of his army, much like he wanted to do with Stonewall Jackson during his Shenandoah campaign in 1862, only this time Jubal Early commanded the troops, and he went off romping up toward the Shenandoah Valley to cause a major distraction and cause all kinds of fear and loathing in Washington, D.C. It worked pretty well, as far as I remember. This is in July, though, so let's... by the way, before we get too far into it, the way to find this content, this latest DLC, number one, all you got to do is hit the update button after you buy the game on Steam. But you go to single player, not Gettysburg Battles. You go to user scenarios, and boom, here you have them, right? Let's read through some of the info on all of these, starting with the the day before the main action. Hold them in check. You start with a cavalry division scenario. Wow, that's fun. I'll probably jump into the game files and add an extra 10 or 20 minutes. That's what I like to do. A lot of the time, anyway. Not all the time. But you will be Imboden's Cavalry Division on the 17th of July, 1864, just south of Lynchburg. You've been temporarily placed in command of all cavalry forces in the defense of Lynchburg. Your brigade, as well as the brigade of General McCausland, has been entangled with forces from Major General David Hunter's Army of West Virginia for several days, and you've pursued them to the outskirts of Lynchburg. Your forces have taken up a defensive position on a ridge near the Quaker Meeting House. You want to hold the ridge protecting the Salem Turnpike and try to make it so that General Early's force can come to your aid and to the aid of Lynchburg. That is so freaking cool. We've got this one. We've got several what-ifs, by the way. This is a 1-hour scenario. Your Crook's 2nd Division set forward to reconnoiter, land, move around the Confederates, let feel out their position. Yeah, okay. And I'm really just not sure exactly what happened. That's why I love them writing these scenarios in. If you're somebody who doesn't really know all the details about what happened here in history, this is a great way to spur on your interest about that. They do a really good job of scripting the scenarios in that way. I know after every time I dive into content like this that's of an area of the Civil War, Napoleonic War that I don't know so well for sure, those two wars, I dive into the books and study. I will probably, before I get to this stuff, try to dive in and learn a little bit more about what really happened, and then be able to come at it with a little bit more knowledge, so I can offer a little bit more cogent commentary at that time. What else do we have here? This is a what if. What if General Hunter received information accurately informing him that his forces outnumbered the Confederates? Okay, yeah, so he is a little bit more aggressive on 18 July in the afternoon there. That's interesting. All right, yeah, I like that. Looks like this is a what if Early becomes the hunter and gets aggressive, and you've got his entire corps. You got Hunter's entire corps on this one. I love those big battles, right? That's a favorite of mine. And then here is the historical Battle of Lynchburg for the Union and for the Confederates, a core action in each respect. So what I would probably do if it were me playing, just because I'm this way, it's my house rule, you might say, is if it's going to be the full shooting match, I'm going to go into the game files, and I'm probably going to extend this to 4 hours. As close to dark as I can get it. That way, I have to do everything. If I'm losing, I have to retreat, and I have to keep the army alive, or the corps alive, right? That's kind of what you go with there. And you can see it's all of these troops. Right, all these troops and these guns. Really expansive order of battle. It's really, really cool. And for the Confederates, it's kind of the same thing. It all starts at the same time. I won't be jumping into these scenarios tonight, but I will jump into them eventually. There is this, and then there is a fellow player, a fellow lover of the game who's put together a full battle scenario for Stones River, if I remember that right. So I'm gonna be diving into that eventually too. I'll look forward to doing that. But that's really kind of the length and breadth of what I wanted to cover as it relates to the Scourge of War Gettysburg update. Real quick, we're going to jump back over to our Antietam playthrough as it plays in the background and just head over to where they've got, or what they've got going for Waterloo and the Scourge of War Remastered product, right? Scourge of War engine update, and for Waterloo, it's a little bit more limited. They worked in a whole lot of the brand new commands and toolbar graphics and everything into the Napoleonics product. It is, I would say, honestly, probably the better polished product, the better polished final product. Hey, by the way, this is kind of cool with those Lynchburg scenarios that I was just talking about, the DLC for Scourge of War Gettysburg, offering it all for free. So, if you just click the update button, boom, you'll have the scenarios for that. And all you got to do is just buy the original vanilla remastered product for Scourge of War Gettysburg, and you'll have it if you get the update. Bug correction, that is all pretty much the same. UI improvements are pretty much the same with the 3D map mouse wheel. Yeah, it mentions things about leaderboards. So everything that they mentioned with Scourge of War Gettysburg really pretty much just applies to the Scourge of War Remastered / Scourge of War Waterloo product that they have on Steam. So that's pretty much everything related to that. Obviously, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, prayer requests, if you will, I'd be happy to chat about that. Please leave anything you want in the comments of the video. If you end up catching the stream later on, because I'll keep it public for everyone, then you can ask there too, if you wish. From here from here forward, I should say, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get myself another beer, and we're going to dive into Grand Tactician is what we're going to do. So this is a campaign that I've had going now for, I mean, I don't know, long time. I think I started this. I think I might have started this 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Hello and welcome once again. Yeah, baby. We're going to reset it for the video that we do. All right. All right. Enjoy this for just a minute. I'm going to jump up, grab myself another beer, go to the restroom real fast, and I'll be right back. All right. Cheers. Yes, yes. Cheers indeed. All right, like I mentioned before, I will probably just be rocking some gameplay here. I'll try to dip in and see if anybody's in the chat. Let's go. Excuse me. The music in this game is pretty darn good. All right, probably won't be quite as chatty as we get into the gameplay. A little bit more of a relaxing let's play, right? Once again, that pitch. If you would please click that thumbs up here on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel, Alternate History Gaming. Would really help out. All right, let's take a look here. What do we got? So, oh my God, I got to remind myself. We just finished up a big battle just outside DC where we managed to get all three of these forces involved. So I believe Magruder's corps here is really wrecked. Yeah, you can see 3,500 casualties. I expect them to begin retreating. Oh, sweet. Okay. Right off the bat. Union armies unstoppable. Confederate forces skedaddled. Union morale intact. More rebels surrender. The Union field armies have gained great victories and seem unstoppable. In the last 5 successive major engagements, the blue-clad armies have emerged victorious. Confederate armies suffering defeat after defeat are reportedly suffering from deteriorating morale and discipline, with many men choosing to desert. Citizens of the North are cheering the commanders as they march with their men towards victory. Support for the war effort increases considerably, with more men volunteering to join the fight to win the war. That's huge, man. That goes to the... which one was it? Here we go. Win 5 consecutive land battles. Military dominance gives us a +5 national morale, baby. Yeah, we were at 80 before, right? Our national support is up now. Sweet. You can see we're now overtaking them in men fielded. That was not the case before this. All right. And the thing that happened was... Oh, wait a minute. Why aren't they leaving? Oh, it's nighttime, that's why. So, oh, here we go. South Carolina State Militia is going to do something. They can only get to here on the railroad, right? Or is that not the case? Yeah. They're going to go back again. What are you doing? That's funny. Okay, next is to see. Up here near Frederick, you have Buckner Senior's Corps. Ah, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Off they go. Right? Let's see if we can intercept them. If we could take out a whole corps, that would be huge. All right, we're going to chill. The Army of Northeastern Virginia. Department of the Potomac and Runyon's Division. I want to combine them. So let's go... Oh, gosh darn it. How do I do this again? Yeah, I want to take Fremont. So let's go... Runyon's Division, okay? I want to take Fremont and put him under Hurlburt. Let's do that. And Department of the Potomac will cease to exist. We want to patrol the flying flotilla. They're not going to catch him. That's okay. Let's come here if we can. Let's force march and get them in a blocking position. All right, we're yellow everywhere. Buckner is going to move north, looks like. It's kind of tough to decide what I want to do here. But we do have the Army of Pennsylvania in a siege at a disadvantage outside Pittsburgh with Johnson's Corps on the move once again. I think we're going to need to... boy, oh boy. Let's pause and think about this one. Council of War. We really can't give up our rear. Well, we may be fighting on the old Big Rock Mountain battlefield is where we may be fighting on this next one. But my readiness is still really good. I could get a perk before we... Here, let's get out of this. That's not real pleasant to look at, is it? Let's see here. Oh, that's funny. I just had somebody comment about one of my videos saying that I should play Total War. Oh, buddy. I played that when I was a kid, man. Total War is a kid's game. You want to play with grown-up men, you play Grand Tactician and Scourge of War. Anybody else wants to question that, I guess they can. All right, what do I want here? Siege train? No. What's going to help us in this upcoming deal? Partisan brigades, bushwhackers, embedded reporters, limelights, expert scouts. This may be one. This unit has organized a band of hand-picked cavalrymen that have the skills to avoid detection by enemy pickets and the bravery to move behind enemy lines in small groups. Intelligence gathering plus 25%. How good is my intelligence here anyway? Not very. Because, according to this, they only have... Oh, I see. It's because they've got cavalry. Shoot. Got about 18,000 men. An attack here would be risky, that's for sure. River Expedition, Siege Train, Field Telegraph, Balloon Corps, Bureau of Military Info, Flying Column. What is that? Copying the French invention, it's possible to break free from the heavy logistical chain. Its simplicity is to carry more rations and less clothing in tents to allow longer and faster marches. Movement speed plus 10. Maximum supplies plus 50. Wow. Foot cavalry. With inspiring leadership and familiarization with the hardships of forced marches, the men will keep on going longer than you thought possible. Attrition during forced marches minus 10%. I think I might like that one. Dunk. Let's do it. All right, now the fix for this situation is gonna be. Wait, we want to do Army of Pennsylvania. Where is it? Boop. Yeah, we're gonna have to use this menu. Okay. All right, Army of Pennsylvania. We just need to begin adding artillery. And we need to bring it in from Pennsylvania. That way it'll come that much faster. And let's do boop. Let's do a medium-sized group. We'll have light blue tops and light blue bottoms. That's how I've decided to kind of standardize the uniforms here in game. Is when I very first make a unit, they'll have light blue on light blue. Let's go with that. Let's do another one. Pennsylvania. 180. Yep, yep, yep. Let's make it that. Just like to mix it up. Always like to mix it up. Then we'll do one huge battery. From Pennsylvania. Of 240 men. I did in my last episode. Again, do go check out this series of videos. It's a really cool long series of videos of the war all the way up to this point, and I manage all aspects of it, so it's got a lot of detail too. Yeah, we'll do a big artillery battalion for that last one. And what we hope... Oh, no! Damn. Well, that's going to take too long. We'll send him that artillery anyway. We have a ton of artillery that we can send. I think what we're going to have to do is just... let's pause. Since it's still nighttime. Let's split... How many men does Gerard have? 3,000? Let's split off French's division. And call it the... It'll be under Schenck, who just lost his other command. This will be the... Schenck's command. Okay. Come on now. Is that Schenck's command? Schenck's command, okay. And then we'll take the Army of North Virginia. And let's have them use the railroad, and let's have them force march. Bingo. And we'll attack here. I think we should be able to hold out. Get on that train. And part of what we did here was we took control of these rails all the way up here by making this march. Rousseau. Let's go ahead and let's get him. He's scouting. Cool. About ready to finish this telegraph station. Suffering attrition here. We've got these guys trapped. This is over here near Covington. Did have a field battle that took place here between McClellan's Army of Kentucky and the Confederates' Army of Tennessee. That was quite some time ago. But you can see now, even though the Union has fewer troops, we should come away with a victory here eventually, because they are running out of supplies, I believe, and I've got them cut off along the river, and we're just going to siege them down. And then elsewhere in Kentucky, we're holding on near Louisville and on this side of the river with the cavalry. Suffering some nasty attrition in this case with the cav. Veal's cav. Not getting as much supplies as we'd like here. It's not great. The Army of Mississippi did finally get on the move to get into western Kentucky, but we need to stop and rest up again. We've got about 11,000 men going on 20. And over here in Missouri, things remain mostly the same. We kind of pulled back a little bit. Not quite sure when I want to make a big offensive move over here. Got enough guns to do something. As a matter of fact, the Department of the West here, let's go ahead and let's get to scouting, and then let's go ahead and move them down here and just see what we find. I'll check the chat for a second. All right, so we're back in the East, and I think, yeah, having our Navy right here like this is going to help out a lot. All right, now let's move the army into the attack. And we'll have another battle up here near Pittsburgh with Johnson's corps. Looks like. Start late in the day. Yeah, maybe. Let's get offensive now. All right, now we're in the siege, so to speak. Let's assault. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. Should be fun. Here we go. The Army of North Virginia. Been doing some good work this campaign season so far. Kicked Johnson's corps out of Pennsylvania, well, out of the Pittsburgh area once before. We're going to have to do it again. Yeah, looks like we're back on the Big Rock Mountain map, I think. Yeah. Yep, deploy your force. Our scouts support the enemies near Pittsburgh. Chasing Johnson's corps again. 17,000 men this time, about 26 guns. The enemy army inexperienced, but the morale stable. Huh. Am I only going to be fighting with... Eli Long's troops here? Uh-oh. Okay. Ah, crap. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Huh. Well, we'll be on the defense, I guess, at least. Okay. That kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I did not intend for us to only be fighting with this one group of troops here. So we've got the 5th Division under Williams. Let's bring him out to here for the time being. We'll have Long. Right? Okay, he's in charge of the whole thing. All right, we got these guns right here. What do we have? One battery of 3-inch rifles, one battery of 12-pounders. Oh, God, this is a terrible position to have to deploy. Well, it's not so terrible. We just have to be able to beat them up to this high ground, really, and then we got to guard the right flank. So we'll put part of our troops here. Who are our best brigades? Well rested, training sucks, but they do have the Springfield rifle musket, the Hall's rifle. So let's put these dudes. One here. One here. And then these guns right here. Boom. As a matter of fact, we'll kind of straddle the road a little bit like that. Let's get these guys skirmishers out. Okay, and then they'll end up moving forward into these woods. Probably have the skirmishers out front and the brigades themselves, in the woods. Let's have Granger and the cavalry. Where are the Revs going to be coming from? By the way, here. Okay, so they'll have a ways to go, and I think we'll get to sundown before they get here. And if they're coming from here, they're going to take this road most likely through this area here. They could try to flank this way, but nah, they got a lake here. So we'll post the cav. I always get nervous about getting flanked. I don't want to have good line integrity, so it's like I want to post it right there. And then the main body will be ready to. I probably put the guns here. These guys with mixed muskets. What do these guys have? Enfield rifled musket. I like that. Let's have them up front. Boop. And then Whiting with the Springfield rifled muskets here. And you can see I'm putting them in the area of the road here. Williams, and with an Alt key and a right click, we'll place him. Eli Long, he's going to help out these guys on the flank. Okay. And I think that's how we'll deploy for now. Let's go ahead, push play. Let's get these guys going, and we're going to bring them right here. These guys right here. These guns right here. Okay. I'm going to change the plan a little bit. These skirmishers are going to come here. These skirmishers are going to come here. And these guys are going to go here and here. With this battery kind of as a last ditch, maybe back here. We'll run Long up here. We'll run Williams here. Let's go 2 times, 5 times. We'll do a little speed compression. I don't do a lot of speed compression or time compression when I play solo, but I'll do it on the stream here because I know it is a little boring to sit here and just freaking watch things crawl along. Looking pretty good there. Maybe the rest of the Army of North Virginia will come on. Let's bring these guys forward just a little more. Same here. Same there. Okay, McClernand's brigade. We're going to post them here. And we'll wait on the Rebs, or we'll wait for nightfall. McClernand, I remember he did a pretty good job. Oh, he's feuding with somebody. McClernand did a pretty good job at the Battle of Big Rock Mountain, if I remember that right. And then these guys, if they get pushed, they'll just fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back, and they'll try to hold on this fence and in this orchard if they can, along with McClernand. That's the plan. There we go. Got some Rebel Cav up. Good. Let's open up on them. Nice. All right, we'll slow it down while the Cav comes up. Let's have these guys double time. All right, double time into action, boys. We got Rebel Cav on this flank, and we've got more Rebel Cav on this flank. Oh, okay. Getting pretty dark. Wow. AI's being a little sneaky. Poking and prodding with their cavalry here. All right. Well, let's send these guys after them. We may as well. Yeah, here they are. Here's the rest of them. All moving down this way. Okay. That's one feature I do like a lot. I got brigades moving across the field here. Troops moving here. Looks like they're a long ways away. Yeah, maybe we can do a little damage with this infantry. Let's go ahead and let's push it. See, it's getting into midsummer, right? So the sun's not going to actually go down for quite some time. Here we go. Little action in the woods. They're going to take the uphill there. It's a real steep incline. Let's go ahead and push them. Getting into the twilight. Boom. All right. Now we've got Ord's brigade in action. It's been a pretty green, as you can see by their uniforms. We're going to advance on these suckers. Advance. Shoot and move! Shoot and move! With artillery behind. Excellent. Let's go. Shoot and move, shoot and move. Try to kill us some cavalrymen. Infantry against cavalry. Oh, here they brought up a battery. By the way, our 3-star, these guys are pretty darn good. Oh, that's funny. They say they've got mixed muskets. That's a glitch. That's... Oh, man, yeah. Let's go. Keep pushing. Keep it going. General right down the road with the boys. Oh, okay, we got a new infantry brigade. Pretty tired over here, it looks like. And doing a good job breaking these guys, it would appear. I think maybe they're still pretty affected, impacted by the Battle of Big Rock Mountain. Okay, 2 brigades coming this way. After we run this cavalry off, what we're going to hope for is that they try to run into here. Maybe we can pinch them with these 2 and the artillery. I mean, that's all contingent upon being able to actually run off this cav, obviously. Let's do this. Let's bring him here. Let's get these guys to move up. Let's get these skirmishers to move up. Yes, okay, broke the cav, good. Let's push the guns. It's kind of like what I said when I was playing the Scourge of War scenario that I was doing last time. is that when you get a chance to move forward and you got a good chance to go and do some good killing and destroy the enemy, then you gotta keep the pressure up. You gotta go, go, go. Change the facing on these guys. That way this already can cover. Alright, now these guys will change facing, get in the field like we were talking about. Boom. Because off that artillery goes. Nice. And we'll let them try to figure out what they want to do over here. Came at me kind of piecemeal. Right here. Don't have the latest and greatest as far as like a mod that will allow me to play all the way to the regiment scale. It's the way that with Civil War battles, it's so hard as a groggy to tear your heart away from how much you love doing tactics. You know, if you're doing brigades like this, they don't quite do the combat justice, is the way I'd put it. All right, getting on the move over here. Come on. Ah, okay, they got a gun. Their battery here. Let's bring these guys just a little closer. Now, I wonder if this cab will be able to charge here, or if they'll dismount. Obviously, we'll hit them on their way in. I think they'll probably charge. Let's fall back.
Slide in the ranks.
Let's see if maybe we can get them to stop before they hit us. And we kind of don't have a choice, you know, we'd love to try to combo it. Okay, looks like they're gonna dismount. Okay, there we go, that's good. So let's bring these guys on over. And let's double time them. Good. Let's do that right there. Let's advance again right here. Awesome. Okay, good. Now we got him in a little bit of a crossfire with the skirmishers. Excellent. Good, good, good. We're looking good. I think we're going to bring Granger back and set him up at this crossroad right here. Boom, double time it, brah. And then, yeah, use the roads. Don't worry about cover. All right. Got a nasty little fight here outside Big Rock Mountain. Doo-doo-doo. No, hey, halt, 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 halt. Shit. Okay. Okay. They've got an infantry brigade here on Ewell's brigade on the flank. That could be a problem. Looks like these guys are turning the face. You got Bride's brigade hitting some rookies here. These guys are seasoned veterans. But these guys have better weapons. Let's go ahead and tactics. Let's fall back. And take advantage of our Springfield rifled muskets. I don't think that the enemy has those. I don't think. Got a late night fight here outside Pittsburgh. Holy moly. All right, these Cav, man. They're verklempt. They're going up against guys that have Hall rifles and Springfield rifle muskets. That's a tough ask. Let's fall back again right here. Now this is kind of it. It's back and forth, back and forth. No, 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 what are you doing? Don't go over there. Don't go over there. No, 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 stop. It's funny. Sometimes the game will just go ahead. The AI will just do something it thinks that it should do. Alright, sent these guys packing. Good. And Ewell, what's he doing? Tough to tell. Okay, I think McClernand could go ahead and swing over here. Looks like this is where the main body of the Confederate Army is coming from, so let's do that. There's something I like in Grand Tactician that's different from Scourge of War as far as controlling victory points, and that is that you don't have to have guys right there. Like, if it's behind your lines, if it's obvious that you are the last group of troops that moved through it and pushed your line forward past it, the game gives it to you until the other side comes back. Alright, so it's obvious to me Ord now needs to retreat to here. So get into Twilight, man! This is so freaking cool. We'll let that menu go for a little bit. Tough, tough, tough. These guys, Whiting. Get a little extra confidence from the general. Are we in cover? No. Yes! Got them falling back. Good. Okay, this artillery battery needs to swivel this way. Good, good, good. Falling back here. Falling back here. Oh, we're in a little trouble here. Okay. McClernand, get moving, bucko. I don't know, I'd probably call this the Battle of Fiddle Hill. Or, I don't know, the Battle of Gill. No, these are farm names. Gill, Kraus, Griffith is kind of what that's meant to be. The first one, the last battle that we fought with the main armies up near DC was called the Battle of White Orchard. This would be the second Battle of Big Rock Mountain. I mean, I think it's kind of got to be that in our lore world, right? Oh, finally. Holy moly. And you see here, when we brought the officer up, the unit here had a couple of hearts get added to it, right? That's good. Okay, we swiveled the guns, and now they're shooting over this way. And let's move these fellas up to here. Let's go ahead and double time. We'll just cover the crossroad and make sure. That's one thing in Civil War tactics. One thing was using infantry and artillery in concert with one another. And this is probably true in 19th century combat altogether. What you do is you set the infantry out in front with the cannon a little further back and on the flank. That way, the cannon could cover the infantry's flank from anybody coming around this side of it. And then the infantry could protect, generally speaking, the guns from any major charging. Oh, looks like the third battery has been broken. Okay. Darkness has fallen. Fighting ceases for today. Prepare for the next day's fighting or attempt retreating using the cover of darkness. Okay, continue. During the night, your army is resupplied. Inspect the situation of your troops. Click continue to start redeployment. Should I have tried retreating? I've actually never tried doing that, and I think it would have been smart to try or to go ahead and get away, because I don't think in this situation that I've got the rest of my army coming like I'd like. So what if I retreat now that I've held them, right? Let's retreat. Okay. Says a federal minor defeat. Okay. Now let's see what happens on the campaign map with that. I really was only intending on... I was intending on attacking with the main army, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. Now Long and the Army of Pennsylvania will be forced back, I think. Let's see what happens here. Support for the federal cause waivers, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Let's see. The enemy total casualties, 1,801 men, thereof 185 killed. Our casualties total 594. Only 70 killed. Killed about 3 times more, 2 times more or so. We captured 347 men. 192 of ours went running away. We've got prison camps to send these guys to. That's cool. It's not such a huge deal, but what do we got? What do we got going on here? All right. The Army of North Virginia. I want you guys to attack, by God. And as a matter of fact, let's take the Army of Pennsylvania and let's move it into the Army of North Virginia, right? Bonk. And Long, who I like, by the way, Major General Eli Long, and I think the game just generates those Major Generals along the way. I really liked him, but he'll be going away now. Uh-oh. We lost track of Buckner. I'm guessing he came back this way. Probably. He'll run into Rosso's cavalry. Let's go to defense stance. Let's start raiding with him. And the rebel corps that was down near Fortress Monroe has come back here. Okay. 22,000 men. How long is it going to take for these guys to be ready again? I mean, they are, but they got us 67 days. So they're probably the Army Northeastern Virginia and then the Guardians of DC. Probably not going to be able to get on the move again for a pretty good little while. We got 13,000 men here. South Carolina State Militia. What do they got? Yeah, okay. So it's evenly matched. There. We got the Flying Flotilla that's guarding here. Good. We continue to blockade here. Good. I mean, it's looking pretty all right. Let's keep going. There we go. All right. Let's do this again. Early morning or nighttime. Or this is going to be late night, so it'll like... We'll finish up the day one pretty quickly here, I think. So let's play this one. Against Johnson's Corps, the Army North Virginia. Fighting one another once again. This time I think I'll be on the attack. We've been playing with relatively small armies, and like the AI Confederates have divided out their Virginia and Eastern Army quite a bit. Checking chat. Don't have anybody in there just yet. A lot of folks just like to watch. Deploy your forces for battle. Okay. Check something. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see what we've got now. Ooh, this is a new map. Interesting. All right. A little swampy. The Battle of Woolcut Creek, maybe? Let's zoom in. Oh, yeah, okay. Right here is our victory location. We're on defense. Wow, okay. I can't believe they're having us stay on defense here. Interesting. We got 5.6 engineering points. And again, they'll be coming on from over here. So, yeah, this is nice. We got a nice swampy creek bed with... This is pretty great. Let's take the whole army. And let's just set it here for right now. And what I'll usually like to do in this deployment phase is just take the divisions. We'll have one in reserve. We've got enough troops to just have one division in reserve. We'll post them here. Make sure their guns are near the road. And each one of my divisions, I still have divisions with cavalry in them. I've preferred to stick with that. Looks like we've got Don Carlos Buell's brigade as a part of the Army Reserve. Good. The Army Reserve artillery is going to post up here. Oh, what do these guys have? Springfield? No, they don't. That's so dumb. 6-pounder field guns, 12-pound howitzer, 10-pounder Parrott rifle. Yeah, these guys, they're going to have real good sight. Anything over there. 20-pound Parrott rifles, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and... They'll have a good sight line on anything over here. The 12-pounders will be a little closer. I'll post them here. Oh, wow. What the heck is that about? Defilade right there? What the heck? There, we'll post them there. Then these guns, the 6-pounders. I'll get them up here. Oh, this is dumb. They're calling this a wooded area. Is that what's going on there? There we go. Higher elevation. There we go. Cool. As a matter of fact, what if we did this? I like that better. That, and then this. Right? I expect what we'll do is incentivize an attack in this area here. Or what I want to do is to incentivize an attack through this swampy area here. I want to make it so that they don't want to come this way. Here. And there are no roads, really, that would lead them to this flank. And I've got no roads that would connect any force of mine to me, so I don't think I'm going to post anybody over there, really. Okay, Garrard's division. These are troops that did good work for us in the Battle of Big Rock Mountain. They need some more experience, so we'll make them a first line of defense right here. And right here. Like this. With some 6-pounders right down the road. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're not able to help much from there. What about here? Yeah, that's better. And then his other battery of 6-pounders. Where do I want to put them? Do I want to just have them as a reserve? We'll have them be limbered up. Put them right there. Then we got Sumner's division. I'd rather have Kime's division be another. Boop. These guys all had mixed muskets, right? These guys have mixed muskets. Let's place them like so. These guys at the Enfields, throw them up on that fence right there. Cameron, right there. Taylor's guns, 12-pounders, right? If I put them right here, they wouldn't be able to see anything over there. Okay, so what about there? Nope. About here. Yep, that's a good spot for him. Nice. We'll have Halleck and the Cav back here guarding these guns. Kime, get on up in there with your men. And Garrard, same. Then Buell. What do we want to do with Buell? I think we probably want to have him reserve Springfield rifled muskets. He can go here. He can go here. Sumner. Got some pretty good troops here, I think. Yeah. One of these units has got 1 star. Springfield rifled muskets all across the board. Springfield musket, that's not great. Medium cavalry weapons. I suppose I'll say that we take Sumner and we'll put him and his boys up this way. Probably take some of the skirmishers and see if we can occupy some of this stuff. Let's have Minty there. Let's have Kimball here. Whitaker's cavalry here. Like that. Sumner. Up there. 10-pound Parrott rifles. Good. I think we'll have these Parrots just kind of concentrated up here. Ooh. Will that work? Yeah, there we go. Kind of adjusted its sight line late. That was funny. 6-pound field gun. Let's put them up here with these fellas like that. Again, kind of adjusting in real time. That's interesting. Winnie boy at this crossroad here. Baker's division. I think I might rather place them somewhere else. Let's have him in assault column here. Let's move Sumner back just a bit. Let's have Duval or Delafield. Let's put him just kind of here. Andrew. Like that. Burns. That's funny. I think I just lost my... Let me just check volume. Make sure that the mic's working on the headset still. Yeah, looks like it. All right, good, good, good. All right. And these guys, they're artillery. Let's limber them up. Put them right there. Old Winnie boy. Morell's cavalry. We're going to have them... we'll put them right back here by the objective, just in case. Okay. There you can see how we have deployed the army. here for this battle. What do we want to call this one? The Battle of Flurry Road. I kind of like that. The Battle of Flurry Road. It'll be a flurry, right? I tell you what, let's take Buell. Let's post him in line. Right here, just in case. And then let's get skirmishers out. Here, here, here. All along that section of the line there. And as a matter of fact, since there's this hole here, let's just move these guys up just a tad. The Baker's division will be here to counterattack in the event that we have a Confederate push across Red Creek here to try to exploit this. We'll have Baker ready to close the door. And his guns will be ready to roll up onto this high ground here, because this would be the way to attack, to try to come after these guns, I would think. See if we can kind of bait them a little bit there. Okay, let's go. Boom. ×5 for me, please. At 5 a.m. here, so this is going to be a full day. This is probably going to take a while. We're coming up on 2 hours on the stream here, so I guess we'll go kind of late into tonight here. Nice. Got everybody on defense. That's good. Ah, crap. Forgot to put skirmishers out up here.
Anytime now.
Skirmishes, please. Yeah, can't get any of these buildings. Okay, that's fine. Get down on the riverbed.
Watch those.
And then the other thing that Baker can do is attack, just drive down the Flurry Road if somehow, some way these guys end up getting pushed back. Now, what they may do is they may come over this way and try to attack from here. If they do that, we should be able to react in time. Should be able to. Again, Baker's division could probably reset in these woods here and redeploy. Probably have to redeploy some of our guns to this high ground here. We'll see. Yeah, you can see they're coming down. Nope, they're coming down this road here. Okay. That's a long column, isn't it? And yeah, they're going to come this way. Kind of as I'd expected, it looks like. All right, looking at a minor victory. Okay, good. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Oh. I think we could take it to 20 real quick. Got a feeling I know what's going down. 5-2. Yep, here they are. Okay. All right, Cav in the lead, a demi brigade with some infantry attached. Again, kind of coming at it piecemeal. Let's bring these guys up here. Bring these guys up here. Let's bring these guys up here. Let's make sure that we don't let them just continue along the road. This brigade will come forward to the fence. And then we'll send this leader with them. Yeah, see? They're going to come marching down here. We want to try to get them fighting us here. Double time. Come on, boys. Okay. All right, they see us now. Beautiful. All right. Looks like this battle is going to start off almost exactly where I wanted it to. Stop. Good, good. I'm going to try to poke and prod around, find another place to attack. All right. Here they come with Jackson's brigade and Clark and Parson. Get these guys in some defensive terrain. Cavalry on the way. Uh-oh. Oh, they dismounted. Nice. Very good. We'll let our skirmishers get beat back, probably, right here. Let's bring another layer. Okay. Cav flanking, Cav flanking. Right here at Pepper's Mill. It begins. We'll fall back. We'll fall back. Go double time with this brigade that we sent here. Let's take Buell. Move him here. Ah, off these guys go. Back to their home unit. Yep. Oh, man, a bunch of them got downed. Boy, these rebels look like they've got some good rifles. Sheesh. Tough to play defense the way that you would prefer against units that have better guns than you. Go. Bam, there we go. Open fire right there, good. Alright, here we go. Flanking Cav. Fine. We need to move these guys forward. They try to bring their cav forward again on a charge against some skirmishers and manage to force them out. That'll work. We're in defensive terrain. Cool. All right, now it's time to bring everybody else. Or I tell you what, actually, let's go ahead. Let's do this. How we doing? Doing all right. These guys falling back, or retreating rather. Rebs may be a bit confused. To start the day. These guys are in tough shape. Okay. Let's go ahead and retreat to here. Alright. And then Buell will come up here. He's under the direct command of the Army commander, who will come here. Get him a little closer to the action. Let's get Buell on a... oh, we can't. No. Oh, yeah, we can. Let's go double time, boys. No, we broke. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, and we're getting chased off by Cav. Uh-oh, that's not good. Kind of a Napoleonic type of deal there. We need to push out with this infantry right here. This general needs to come back. Double time it, guy. General Gerard! Trying to help his men. Thankfully, we've got some cannon back here that'll help out. Maybe stymie these fellas. Okay, Halleck's Cav. These guns need to unlimber. Boop. Halleck's Cav needs to come here. Let's move those forward. And let's take Gerard and make sure we get him near this new brigade that's going to move up, take on these rebels. They're attacking where I thought they would. Kind of where I wanted them to. And it looks like they're just going to keep on coming at it. I got them stopped. Problem is, they're experienced troops running up against rookies, right? Ooh, and this battery here could find itself in some trouble. Scott. Let's have you run, guy. All right, now we need to get Baker's troops on the move. Burns. Delafield. Andrews. Duval. Wow. Got a fierce battle right here with Guns Garden on the flank and canister into that cav. Holy cow. Woo! Oh, baby. That's bloody and terrible. Rather unrealistic, I'll say. Yeah, there they go. Had a feeling that wasn't going to last too long. Right there. Let's go ahead and have these guys do that. This cav, come on. This thing's playing out just like we thought it might. All right, let's get these guys. Will it help us if we go ahead and get... No, they're already in a defensive position where they are, so that works. Probably could have just redirected, you know, these troops to just boop. But we'll crowd it up in here. I'll tell you what I will do. Let's take this unit and let's march them to right behind this battery right here. Ooh. McBride's brigade. They're tough. Here they come with more cavalry. Oh, are they going to charge? Nope. Nasty firefight. More canister into the cav. Again, with some infantry trying to move up on the flank. These guys are going to dismount. They're going to try to flank all the way around, it looks like. It's kind of crazy. Another cav charge by the Confederates. Appears to be doomed. AI stance. Defend. We'll make sure that he's doing everything he can. Let's double time these guys. Oof. Oof. All right, they got some help from Jackson's brigade now. And these guys will retreat. Rebs leading with cav a lot. All right. Okay, the thing has stabilized. try this again. Here we go. Maybe that'll work better. Oh, I know. I didn't put out skirmishers for them. Let's redo skirmishers for these guys. And then let's move them off to the flank right here. Double time. Ooh, okay, these guys are under fire now. We need to back up. Let's get them on the flank over here. Oh, wow, okay, these skirmishers decided they were going to just fight it out here, okay. And these guys laying down, all right. This is all according to the AI commander. Let's move these guys up so they can support. Kimes division's cavalry. Try to get him a little closer to the action. So you can see here that, what do we have here? Gerard demoralized. My division has suffered severely before the enemy. The men are losing hope with nervous morale. I'm afraid panic could grip men and fall. Rout could follow. I require assistance. Yeah, no kidding. We've been trying to send help. Let's have McClernand move forward. Let's go double time. Sorry, Gerard, you're still going to have to... Abbott's still going to have to try to help us out here. Or is that's Kimes' troops? Is McClernand. Okay, very good. Yeah. Where did that first... Yeah, here we go. Dudley? I don't think that guy was... Yeah, it's a colonel. He wasn't in command before. Okay. So they're rallying, but they're panicked. And we've got Alcock, another colonel of this broken brigade. They stood their ground pretty well up here. Let's go take these guns back. And let's advance. These guns. Let's have them post up on this flank right here. I think McClernand's brigade will be able to hold for a pretty good while. Let's get Gerard out of here and get him back with his men. Oh, these guys are in a weird spot right here. What is going on? Okay, I think they got it now. Sweet. Damn it. Move up. Oh no, this is Abbott, not McClernand. Abbott. This cab is getting myrtleized. Get out of here. God dang it. Retreat. A little after 9 in the morning. These guys need to throw some skirmishers out. And let's have Baker head on forward. Should have done that sooner, dang it. But we're going to put him on an attack stance. Let's see what he does. Kind of, you know, counterattack right here. This is where I expect most of the fighting will happen here. Right. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Okay, we got our battery. Again, buggy. 6-pounders that are able to fire out here, I think. Out this way. Let's get Kime here. Just move Baker's troops up, man. Until he does it. These guys, they're doing pretty good in defensive terrain. I think they'll be able to hold a little while. Them. We got rebel artillery set up back here. Good. How are we looking on the overall right now? We got a victory working. Very good. Able to shoot over here. I don't know if you can see my dog in the background. She's on a chair back there. Looks like she's totally annoyed with me. That's funny. All right, we're giving them hell right here, man. Jackson's boys, low on ammo. And now they're getting it from my skirmishers right here. They're trying to advance. Think they're going to be able to do it. Awesome. Abbott's brigade is really doing some good work here, as far as I can tell anyway. Yes, sir. I want to try to get some of them on those guns, though. Come on. Boy, Johnson's sure holding back most of his corps. Okay, Dudley's unstable, but back. Oh, I think Jackson got killed. And now this brigade's under a guy named Fulkerson. Okay. We're down 310 men, and they're starting to get a little nervous here. Uh-oh. Baker's taking matters into his own hands. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop. Uh-oh. Gosh darn it. Baker. How do I get this? I don't know how to turn this back off. That's one thing. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Checking this chat real quick. Hey, all right. Look at Abbott up here. He's running off Clark's brigade, too. And, of course, this is helping from Buell over here. Good. Uh-huh. Off they go that direction. Fine. Oh, haha. Morel. His cav got on the move. Still want to try to send guys onto those guns, guys. Dang it. These guys are low, real low on ammo here. Whew. Oof. 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 Oh, a real nasty battlefield in here. Flurry Road, right? Wow. Yikes. That's one thing I do like about Grand Tactician, as opposed to Scourge of War, right? They show the little dudes out here, they're writhing around and wounded, rolling around and stuff. That's a little bit of detail that I can appreciate, that's for sure. Looks like we got guys back on the guns. Good. Oh, wait. No, don't go off of them. No. What did I do? Stay on the guns. All right, these guys, let's just move out a little bit. All right. These guys are still confident. Our morale's not great, though, so I don't think I'm willing to jump out on the attack with them or anything. Might have a stalemate and a lull for a little while while the AI Confederates try to figure out somewhere else to attack my line. They've been repulsed roundly thus far, although Gerard's division on my side pretty roundly whooped, you might say. Now, let's take Baker. Where is he? And let's go ahead. Let's stop with the attack, and let's go defend. Right? Okay. Well, now that there's a little bit of a lull here, about 10:15 a.m. at the Battle of Flurry Road, your humble and gracious player host has got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'm going to push the pause button. As we look at the map here, we will rejoin momentarily. Want to thank everybody who's sticking around and watching. Really appreciate you. Remember, don't forget to click that thumbs up button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be right back. All right. Still alive. Still good. All right, cool. Come back with a soda. Cheers. All right, let's get back to it. Let's go 2 times. Speed it up a bit. The Cook's battery broken. Oof. Oof, oof. Rebs are just going to bombard, I think. We'll have these guys lay down. Aha! All right, we're firing back. Good. Still got our skirmishers. Alcock withdrawn. Okay. So he went all the way off the field. Okay, Dudley with Gerard. We're just going to have them take a position in the battle line right there. And his artillery over here. Taylor's battery. Who is his commander? Kime. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I think the Rebs might just let this one go. That's what it seems like. all 6-pounders. Oof, yeah, they're in rough shape. Broken. I want to change the facing. There we go. Let's see if we can get these guys to back up. We got 4 guns right here along the road near the fence, near Abbott's Strong Brigade. Maybe they can make the difference. Otherwise, we'll just lay people down. All right. All right, they're gonna probe the line with some skirmishers. Preston's brigade. And that'll be over pretty quick. Okay. All right. Yeah, they're held up over here for sure. I think we'll be waiting for darkness. I don't think they have anybody here. Let's take Morell's cavalry and Duke. Let's get him back down there. Yeah, this is a good spot here. Buell can pretty much flank anything that they try to march through here. Guess they're going to rest their troops up. And wait for the right opportunity to strike, question mark. Here we go. Out. Little probe with some cav here. Whoa. Bugle range. Huh. We're going to fall back with these skirmishers here. And we're able to open up with Abbott. This is going just like I'd hoped, really. Pretty much. Yeah, they're not going to quit. Still got it on 2 times. Do 5 times. See what happens here. Rolling the guns forward a little. Yeah, lay down there. Good. Get. Alright. Yep. Not gonna be much they can do over here. Okay, they're bringing some guns to the party this way. The second battery, would he have any shots if he moved up to there, I wonder? Oh, they're going to bring this battery over here to try to dislodge these guys, I think. Okay. I don't know, man. I think the Rebs might be stumped. Sure seems that way. Got morale back where we want him. Good. Whew. There goes McCook's battery. Ouch. Yeah, they're going to withdraw. What do the messages all say? Gerard DeMore. Yep, okay. Got it. Oh, Baker was wounded. Brigadier General Baker received severe wounds in combat. Has been carried to the ambulance. Okay. Shoot. Wounded in action for sure. Holy moly. Okay. Having kind of Turchin losing, man. Buell in contact. Gerard wounded. Ah! Severe wounds in combat. Dang. 2 division commanders wounded in this one. That's not great. That's not great. Right there. So they'll be out for a little while. And I would say that the Confederates could walk away with a nasty little grin knowing that they cut a couple of snakeheads off. Yeah. Lay down, buddies. Lay down, buddies. All right. Time compress for, I suspect anyway, probably the rest of the afternoon and into the night. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a second day. If that's the case, if we are deploying again with a second day, I'll go ahead and shoot. Holy moly! Broadhead's artillery is falling back, 6-pounders. I guess they got outmatched by Taylor's battalion of guns. But we drove Taylor's battalion off, so I guess there's that. Man. Having a tough time hanging on to our guns over here. Come on, get these guys. Oh, they're doing something. Again, with cavalry and fresh troops. Walker and Brooks. Toombs. Toombs was in action against Eli Long's Army of Pennsylvania, you'll remember, in the battle just before this one. Abbott. These guys are... Units can break due to low morale or too high of casualties. The lost resilience is determined by the nation's military experience of the unit, training, and commander's leadership. So yeah, if they just take too many losses, if the guys look around and they notice their buddies are gone, and I think it's interesting to explore that a little bit as far as understanding kind of the mindset of the soldiers on the ground. The guy next to you that you know, and that you've spent time with in tent and at camp and on the march, and the guy that you kind of become brothers with, these dudes that were standing in the ranks next to each other and all this stuff. The newer and newer, the more green you are, the less experienced you are, the more and more that the loss of those faces and those people affects you in these environments. And so they model that really well here with this loss resilience. And when you have, I mean, you're eager, but you're laying here and I mean, you know, you try to use your imagination a little bit in the horror of this period of warfare. You know, you gotta probably have a lot of stretcher bearers. You know, they're taking guys out of here, but there's still guys that are wounded and writhing around, and they're buddies of people here. You know, that affects guys along the line, right? So these guys, they're holding their position, right? They're here, but there's still, some of them are getting hit by artillery blasts. You still have 1,000 men, right? So they look down the ranks and they still notice, you know, we still have a lot of guys. We can stand here and we can deal with this artillery bombardment, but if we have to stand in another firefight for a long time, pretty much everybody in the unit has just about had enough for the day, right? They've been in combat for several hours this morning, or at least an hour or two, this particular brigade, and you wouldn't blame the guys for being, you know, just in shape to go ahead and head for the rear and take the rest of the day off and leave it to Baker's troops to wrap things up. You can see here, obviously, Abbott. By the way, he's at 2 stars now. Wow, battle experience. His troops are at 1 star. Excellent. They don't have much ammunition left. Gonna try to probe against Buell over here. See his lost resilience. I'll tell you what, we'll help him out. Let's help that guy. Playing at this speed 5, I don't ever really like to do time compression, or I haven't really ever, but because I feel like you're going to miss something and make a big mistake. But this is not so bad. All right, let's open up here. And we'll do our little cheat code, because they do the same thing. You change facing a little bit and you end up in defensive cover. They're along the fence line. And we'll just trade fire with them here for a while with Burns' brigade. And their lost resilience should stay pretty good. I don't think they're losing a whole ton of men. But this side of the battle gets underway. Another phase, right? With the attack of Ewell's brigade against our positions along, call it Woolcut Creek, right? Right, Woolcut Creek. Want to try to get, another thing here is Burns' brigade. So he's got a star. He can be promoted without too much trouble. His troops probably will gain a bunch of experience. That's why you kind of do this. You got a position where you can use some men, you can send them forward, get them fighting, and get them some experience. That's all to the good. Makes the unit a stronger, more powerful unit in battle. I tell you, if I played with that mod that lets you do at the regimental scale, shoot. shoot, that might be too much for me. I think we'll pull these guys back. All right, finally got Buell's men up and shooting. Funny, it shows that they don't have the range, but I guess they do. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They got rifled muskets. Good. All right, off they go. Wonder if we'll still be able to shoot at their artillery. Gotta love how when a plan comes together, right? Abbott will take a new position at the old line. That was McClernand. Did he get killed? Colonel Joseph Abbott. Well, he's getting a promotion. That's for sure. Dang, man. All quiet. The Battle of Fleury Road. Oh! And you can just see. Oof. Ooh, ooh. Boy, it's been a real bloodbath in here. Oh, poor bastards. Poor bastards all over the place. We could go take some guns. How we doing here? Are we ready for Burns to attack? Let's come up on this fence. Let's go. Let's do it. I hate to get too aggressive, but, you know, and end up costing Burns his brigade. But let's do this. We'll make this a last ditch thing. And then let's go get these guys. Burns detachment. Go get those. Ah. Okay, fine. Get up on the fence.
Quiet in the ranks.
Oh, I think you maybe have to be closer to the guns before you can get them. Is that it? I'm not sure.
Keep the cadence, damn you. One.
Sweet, okay. Now, can we go get him now? Guess not. All right. All right, Buell. Why don't we just throw him in there? You know, it'll be like several regiments here, several regiments there, and all there. Oh, they're glitched, man. Yeah, well. Let's try to bring these guys over. Maybe they'll work better. Oh, Johnson's stumped. I want these guns, damn it. Come give me the guns. Can I please just take the guns? Nope. Gosh dang. Well, they sure wouldn't just stand there, would they? As the sun goes down. Ah, yes, as the sun sets on a bloody day at Flurry Road. We'll hold our positions. We won't be able to get a hold of these guns. Damn it. Let's see if maybe Buell can send some guys over. Well, everybody's bugged. Golly. Oh, there they go. Go, go, go. Get there before dark. And then we'll drag them off. That'll be a nice little bit icing on the cake, so to speak. Eh? I think we're long in on the stream here. We're going to have to end it after this one. Good couple of field battles. Pretty exciting stuff. Glad to have had it go out this or go down this way. I think when we get into the next stream, what I may end up doing is going back over some of the macro, economic, and other type stuff. All right, nice. So we got one. Is that we got 4 guns? All right, let's go ahead and let's keep shooting them. Why not? Let's have this guy. Can we come get one of these? No. Okay. Gosh, dang. Got these infantrymen doing their best to load and fire that gun. Okay, Confederate Brigade Ewell withdrawn. Johnson's Corps has really been roughed up out here. That's for sure. Checking the chat one more time here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in who has. This has been a good long stream tonight. And like I mentioned before, so we'll save this, probably jump off the stream from here, but the next time we go live, you can guarantee we'll be back on Scourge of War. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly. I think I'm going to stick with Gettysburg, but I think I may have to jump into that Lynchburg DLC. I think I may have to. I mean, it's new, right? Gonna have a little learning to do before then. I expect that'll be tomorrow night. That was my original plan. If anything changes on that, by the way, do keep an eye on the posts that I put out. I'll put an update out if anything changes. End of the day. Okay. Boop. During the night, your army was resupplied. Now we get to redeploy. And let's see, other than just moving this dude onto the fence here, and then moving this guy up on the fence there. I think we'll redeploy Crittenden in a reserve position here. Ooh, wait. Let's put these guys in a flanker position here. Crittenden will go here. Now, this is something I don't love. Grand Tactician, whoever wrote the battle AI, still got some work to do here. I would say the fact that when I get to redeploy, I'm able to do a good job of it, and they just remain here in a big clump like this. It's not great. That's for sure. "5 a.m. the next day, day 2. Whoops. Shoot. I didn't dig my trenches. Dang it. Could have dug a nice little line of breastworks in here, but didn't do it. General's too proud, right? All right, I think we could go 20 times. Let time speed on by and give you a chance to parlay for a withdrawal if you wish. There is the thought that we should attack. But yeah. Yeah, losses are about even here for the battle, man. This has been a real tough one overall. I don't know. I mean, we could launch Sumner's troops across the river. Huh. What would we want to take? Let's slow it down. That's a big hill. Red Hills. Then you got these heights here along this road. Let's cross with Sumner. And let's just do that. Good. get his guns right over here. Or I tell you what, let's go Sumner here now. Sumner's 4,600 man division could be kind of a coup de grace here. Let's put him on an attack order. Let's see what he does. I've not spent a ton of time just letting the AI do what it wants to do in this game, really. So I'll be eager to see, if anything, what there is to show on that front. Looks like we got artillery opening up. Good. Let's get these artillery in the action here. Get up on the hill. Boop. Get up on the hill there. Let's scoot up there. Skirmishers, come on out. Bring theirs back. Bring theirs back. Boom. Nice. Okay, late morning. I'd say we could probably go ahead and throw this side of the battle line into an attack. Baker's division. And just open fire. Yeah. Can't quite hit him yet. Let's get Buell in the action too. Want to redeploy skirmishers here. Oh, wow, okay. No, the AI division commander's going to take him back. Okay. Use these skirmishers to harass. Fine. I think we're able to shoot here. Shoot here. All right, good. Oh, wow. Not quite sure what's going on here. But Abbott's back. Oh, Kime is on the move. Haha. Sumner. What is Kime doing? Oh, he's assaulting? No, he's in defend. What is going on? That's funny. Looks like our guys are taking matters into their own hands here as we get into day 2, pushing for a major victory against Johnson up near Pittsburgh. Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all ribs, get on out of here. Keep them all moving up. Moving on up. The enemy is retreating. All right, man. Yes. There you go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, we'll go ahead and let that roll. I don't see our... There's some guns that we could grab right here. And then right here. They already had a unit out. Let's do that one.
Did you see that over yonder?
I think we have to... Do we have to wait for their skirmishers to get back, maybe?
Make sure the casings are full.
Oh, wow. Did we capture these guns here? Wow. Nice. Got a 12-pound field gun here and nothing. Okay. Okay, well, what is going to happen with this? Anything? Can this detachment do it? No. Let's bring these skirmishers back. You guys, jump on that gun right there. They won't do it! Damn it! Will they go?
Soon enough, we'll see the elephant.
Ah! Didn't get there in time. Victory! Yes! Total victory. They lost all their cannon, it looks like. They lost a lot. Wait a minute. Oh, that's... Okay, a bunch of artillerymen died. They didn't lose too much cavalry, they didn't lose too much infantry. I lost quite a bit of infantry. And yeah, we did pretty good here. Continue. Nice. The Battle of Pittsburgh ending June 28th, a federal major victory. We just keep winning these land battles. I like that. I don't have as many troops as they... Well, I guess I do now, don't I? I suspect Johnson will be heading south. Garrard fall into disgrace. Colonel Burns has become famous. You bet. He was the guy that tried to lead that late attack over near the Fleury Road. Glorious victory at Pittsburgh. Johnson's corps fleeing in panic. General Garrard loses face. Man, his troops fought pretty well. I mean, you know, they're green. Lieutenant Colonel York loses face. That's a battery commander, I'm pretty sure. And we already kind of knew what the casualty figures were. Boop, boop. Very good. Okay. After that, pretty sure that as soon as we hit daybreak, Rebs are going to be on the retreat. Let's make sure we get there. And let's see it happen before we make assumptions about it. Would really love to know where Buckner is over here. Oh no! Here we go. Rebels on the move. Confederate armies invade the north. This has got to be something to do with... Okay, I lose some national morale because the rebels have been in the north for a while. Okay, fine. All right, I think that'll wrap it up. But oh, here we go. Confederacy printing new notes. New greenbacks flood the markets. Oh, good. That's good. Their inflation will go up. Public wealth suffering. I like that they're printing new notes. That works for me. And this is a little note from History, Washington, June 27. The Confederate government continues to print new notes, increasing the flow of new money onto the market and bolstering the government treasury, but increasing inflation further. Already we hear reports of public wealth collapsing in the poor areas of the Confederacy, with people struggling to cover even their most basic needs. State officials in the Confederacy are reported to be increasingly worried about what they call reckless economic policy making at the central government level. They remind the government that the whole nation was formed to protect state rights and self-government. With less capital to use for expansion, the economy is slowing down, threatening recession in the future. You're in the middle of a war. I'd say it's hard to have a booming war economy. Always slightly depressed, but... Okay, so it appears here that Johnson has not been thrown back, as the case may be. But we'll pause it right here. I think we'll wrap it up right here. Things haven't changed a whole heck of a lot, but we had 2 successful battles up here near Pittsburgh. We want to try to run Johnson out of here once and for all so that we can establish control along the rail line right here, thereby allowing ourselves a link between Parkersburg and northern West Virginia all the way back to D.C. Moving further south from this area, it's, as was the case in history, maybe not as doable, right? In the game, maybe we can do it just fine. There's nothing but roads and mountains up here. But it does protect the flank of the Army of Northeastern Virginia if it decides to head this way. Now, there is still Buckner's Corps. Let's check, by the way, where he's got to be. He's got to be up here now. And that's why that Confederates invading the North alert went off, right? So Buckner is in here somewhere. It would probably, in the next stream, as we get back to Grand Tactician, whenever that will be, it will probably behoove us to bring the Army of Northeastern Virginia by rail back to Frederick. Should we just go ahead and do that? I mean, or we can just let Buckner languish up here. You know, he's going to run out of places to get food from. And the Army of North Virginia may be back on track to advance toward Cumberland, you know, and help squeeze him out. And then we'll start worrying about what we're going to do down here. That may be the plan. Cool. Always have fun doing this stuff, man. Civil War, my favorite period of history ever since I was a kid. And that's it for tonight's stream, with both an update on Scourge of War and a little gameplay right here with one of my other favorites, Grand Tactician, the Civil War. Again, appreciate you for tuning in. That pitch one more time to hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel, Alternate History Gaming. Check out memberships. Appreciate that too. For as little as $2 a month, we're now... there are some members-only videos that you can gain access to. You become a member at a certain tier level. I believe that's $5 a month. And we're going to see if we can get some folks along for the ride here. Have a whole lot of fun doing it myself. Thanks again. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next stream. I'm going to try to get at it tomorrow night, and I think I might be convincing myself to go with a Battle of Lynchburg situation of one kind or another with the new Scourge of War content. I think that's maybe what we're going to have to do. Let's, you know, we'll take a look at it, right? Once again, thank you. We'll see you on the next stream. I'm Bank 60.